Hello, Croatian learners! My name is Ines from Learn Croatian. Today, I would love to teach you the days of the week in Croatian, or as we would say, dani u tjednu. But not only that, I want to teach you how to change the forms of the days of the week according to cases that are used the most in everyday speech. So there's a lot to learn today. Stay tuned and let's learn together. So the first thing that you want to know is that in Croatian, the week starts with Monday and ends on a Sunday. Okay? So before we go anywhere further, let's learn how to pronounce each of the names for the days of the week in Croatian, starting with Monday. So Monday is ponedjeljak. I will say it slowly. Ponedjeljak. 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 Now, in this name, if you observe it, there is that letter which is different than the English alphabet. It's the letter L. And it is a little bit tricky to pronounce. It is somewhere between L and J, so L and Y. And you need to kind of put them together. You pronounce it at the back of your mouth with your upper teeth. That's where you place your tongue. L. L. Ponedjeljak. Ponedjeljak. Tuesday is utorak. 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 Now, depending on if you've studied Croatian alphabet or not, you are maybe familiar that the letter R, although it exists in both alphabets, it is pronounced differently in Croatian. So you need to put your tongue behind your front upper teeth to pronounce the rolling R, as I think you call it in English. R. Very similar or the same to the Spanish one. So, utorak, not utorak, but utorak. Wednesday is srijeda. 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 Thursday is četvrtak. 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 Now, there are two things to watch out here. One thing is this first letter, which does not exist in the English alphabet, nor does the sound really exist in the English alphabet, okay? It's so if you say a word check, okay, hear the first sound, ch, check. Now, this sound, ch, is very similar, but it's more hard, harsh. Please listen to my pronunciation and see if you can tell the difference. There's a ch and the ch. Ch and tr. Ch and tr. So ch is stronger. And this is the letter that appears in this name, četvrtak. Another thing to watch out for is the rolling R. Četvrtak. Četvrtak. Friday is petak. 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 Saturday is subota. Subota. And Sunday is nedjelja. Nedjelja. nedjelja, nedjelja. Again, here we have that l sound and l letter, so you might have to practice that a little bit. Nedjelja. In some regions, you will hear people say nedjelja, and it's very similar. Look, nedjelja, nedjelja. It's just the differences in this first syllable, but nedjelja is correct. So practice with me, okay? Monday is ponedjeljak. Again, ponedjeljak. Tuesday is utorak. Again, utorak. Wednesday is srijeda. Again, srijeda. Thursday is četvrtak. Again, četvrtak. Friday is petak. Petak. Saturday is subota. Subota. And Sunday is nedjelja. Nedjelja. Well done. There you go. You know the names of the week in Croatian. Now, just a little heads up with the difference between writing the names of the week in English and in Croatian. In English, you capitalize each name of the day of the week, correct? But in Croatian, these nouns are not capitalized. They're just like any other common noun. You do not capitalize the first letter. Okay, so right now I would love to show you how to change some of these days or all of these days of the week according to different cases. Now, you have probably been studying Croatian for a while, and you know that unfortunately the nouns and pronouns and adjectives, they change their form. They actually have a little bit of different endings depending on the function that they have in a sentence. And this is called declension. They change their form according to 7 different cases. Now, when we talk about the days of the week, they mean or they express some time reference, either that something has happened on some day, or that something lasts from one day to the other, or that you do something every, let's say, Tuesday or on Tuesdays, and etc. So I will show you how to change these names, these nouns that you have just learned, how to change them according to the cases that you might need. Now, for the days of the week, you will hardly ever use the dative or locative. The reason I put them together is that they always have the same form for every word. So I will not talk about the dative locative today, nor will I talk about the vocative, which is it is the case that shows that you're calling out to someone or addressing someone. So you will not really address any days of the week. So I want to talk to you about the nominative, the accusative, the genitive, and the instrumental. Okay, so let's go one by one. Let's talk about the nominative case. So the nominative is super easy because nominative is actually the basic form of the word. So you learned ponedjeljak, utorak, srijeda, četvrtak, petak, and so on. These are all nominatives, okay? So the nominative is used if you want to answer a question like, what day is it today? Koji je danas dan? What day is it today? And you would answer, today is whatever. Let's say it's a Wednesday. So you would answer, danas je srijeda. Today is Wednesday. Danas je srijeda. How would you say today is Sunday? Danas je nedjelja. Exactly. How would you say today is Monday? Danas je ponedjeljak. You got it. It's just a simple question and a simple answer. Another common case that you will use when you were talking about the days of the week is the accusative case. Now, one good thing about the accusative case is that it can have the same form as the nominative. And this happens for the masculine names of the week. And this is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Ponedjeljak, utorak, četvrtak, and petak. They are masculine. Now, Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, srijeda, subota, nedjelja, they are feminine. Okay, so the accusative for the masculine ones are the same. Ponedjeljak, utorak, četvrtak, petak. The accusative for the other three, the feminine ones, are srijedu, subotu, nedjelju. Okay, so the ending of the word has changed. Now, when do you use the accusative? If you remember that the accusative is normally used for a direct object, and a direct object in grammar is, for example, you're saying, I bought a gift. What did I buy? I bought a gift. So a gift is a direct object, right? So in the sentence, I don't like Mondays. Okay, in this sentence, Mondays is the direct object. What don't you like? You don't like Mondays, right? Who does? It's okay. So how would you say this in Croatian? One thing that you have to be mindful of is that in English, you use a plural form of the word Monday. Now, in Croatian, in this phrase, you would not use the plural. You would use the singular accusative. Now, for the masculine, the accusative is the same as the nominative. So, I don't like, you can say, the phrase usually that in Croatia that you would hear is I don't love. So, you would say ne volim, ne volim, and then the accusative, which is the same as the nominative. I don't like Mondays is ne volim ponedjeljak. How would you say, I don't like Tuesdays? Ne volim utorak. How would you say, I don't like Fridays? Although I know you do. Ne volim petak. Now again, remember that in this phrase, even though in English you use the plural, in Croatian you use the singular. Now this is easy, right? Because the masculine has the same form as the nominative. But feminine, which is srijeda, subota, and nedjelja, they have a different form. Srijedu, subotu, nedjelju. So how would you say, I don't like Wednesdays? Ne volim srijedu. I don't like Sundays. Ne volim nedjelju. Exactly. So this is one use of the accusative. So the more common use for the accusative is when you want to give a time reference that something is happening at a certain day of the week. Now, for this, you would need to use a preposition u, which means in. So if you want to say, I need to go to a doctor on Wednesday. So in English, you would say on. In Croatian, you would say in. Okay? So I have to go to a doctor. Moram ići doktoru or liječniku on Wednesday. U srijedu. Remember, srijeda is feminine, so it changes form. Moram ići liječniku u srijedu. How would you say I have to go to a doctor on Friday? Moram ići liječniku u petak. I have to go to a doctor on Sunday. Moram ići liječniku u nedjelju. Okay? So this is probably the most common phrase that you will use the accusative for. Another very common case for the days of the week that you will use is the instrumental case, okay? So the instrumental of the days of the week sounds like this. Ponedjeljkom, utorkom, srijedom, četvrtkom, petkom, subotom, nedjeljom. Notice that they all end very in the same way, okay? So this is the instrumental case, the instrumental form for all the days of the week. Now, when do you use the instrumental case? If there is a reoccurring thing that happens on Mondays, on Tuesdays, on Thursdays, which, you know, it happens all the time, that's when you use the instrumental case, okay? So for example, I play tennis on Wednesdays and Fridays, okay? In Croatian, you would say srijedom I petkom igram tenis. Okay, and this would be the correct order. You can also say igram tenis srijedom I petkom. Now notice I'm using the instrumental case for an action that's reoccurring every week or normally, okay? Or I work from home on Thursdays. Četvrtkom radim od kuće, or radim od kuće četvrtkom. But it is more natural to put the time reference in the beginning of the sentence. So, četvrtkom radim od kuće. How would you say I work from home on Mondays? Okay? Ponedjeljkom radim od kuće. I work from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It's hard. Can you remember it? Tuesdays is utorkom I četvrtkom radim od kuće. Okay? I think you get the idea when to use the instrumental case. Again, pay attention that in English you would use the plural form of the day of the week, but in Croatian you use the singular, but you use the instrumental form. Another way that you can express a reoccurring action that happens on every day is if you use the pronoun each or every. So, for example, I play tennis every Wednesday. I'm not sure how natural that sounds in English, but in Croatian you can say that. You can say, I play tennis every Wednesday instead of Wednesdays. However, this is what I want to introduce to you a new form, which is the genitive, okay? If you want to use the pronoun each or every, which in Croatian is svaki for masculine and svake for feminine. Now remember, the pronouns have the grammatical category of the case, the gender, and the count, okay? So for this type of pronoun, you have to match the gender to the noun or to the day of the week. So svaki goes with the masculine, which is Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and svake goes with feminine, which is Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay? So, if you do use this pronoun, then you have to use the genitive case or the genitive form for these names of the week. What is the genitive form? So, Monday would be ponedjeljka, Tuesday would be utorka, Wednesday is srijede, Thursday is četvrtka, Friday is petka, Saturday, subote, and Sunday is nedjelje. Okay, so they also, and very similarly, as you can see here, this is the genitive form. Now, if you want to say that something reoccurs every Wednesday, so what was it? We play tennis on every Wednesday, right? So let's say I play tennis every Wednesday. You would say, igram tenis svake, which is feminine form, svake srijede. Igram tenis svake srijede. I play tennis every Friday. Careful, Friday is masculine, so you have to use svakog. Okay? Igram tenis svakog petka. Now, why is it svakog and not svaki? Now, svaki is the nominative, masculine nominative, but you have to use the genitive form, so you use svakog. Igram tenis svakog petka. How would you say I work from home every Monday and Thursday? Put the time reference in the beginning. Svakog ponedjeljka I četvrtka radim od kuće. Now, the fun thing here happens if you work from home every Monday and Wednesday. How would you say that? Because Monday and Wednesday are two different grammatical genders. And what do you do with the word svaki, actually svakog or svake? How would we say this? What do you think? Well, a lot of the times, the locals will say they would just use svakog, or they would use the gender, whichever day of the week they say first. So they would say svakog ponedjeljka I srijede radim od kuće. Okay? If you would want to be 100% correct, you would want to say svakog ponedjeljka I svake srijede radim od kuće. Now, this is just a little fun question for you, but I think you get the gist on how the language works in this situation. Now, the genitive is a very common case for the days of the week for another reason. Let's say you want to say I work from Monday to Friday. Okay, this is exactly when the genitive is used, because the genitive as the case is the case that is used with a lot of the prepositions, or most all of the prepositions are used with the genitive case. And in this instance, it is the case that you have to use for this phrase from to, because this is when you use it in Croatian, od do, from to. So, if you say, I work from Monday to Friday, you would say, radim od, from, od, ponedjeljka do petka. I work from Monday to Friday. Radim od ponedjeljka do petka. Again, the genitive, okay? Or, I rest from Friday to Sunday. I rest, odmaram se, od petka do nedjelje. Another common use for the genitive is also if you want to say that you're starting something from a certain time, from a certain day. In Croatian, you would use this preposition from. That's why you need to use the genitive, okay? So, for example, I'm starting to work from Monday is how you would say it in Croatian. I'm starting to work from Monday, which means that you start on Monday, but you're going to work for however long. So it's something that's continuing, right? So I'm starting to work on Monday. You would say počinjem raditi od ponedjeljka. You can also use the accusative and say počnem raditi u ponedjeljak. Now, these two phrases are basically the same in Croatian, but the one with the genitive kind of sounds like this is something new happening in your life and it's going to be ongoing. But basically, you can use both interchangeably, however you remember best or however you feel most comfortable. And that's it. These are the most common uses for all of these cases. And here I wanted to put a list of all of them, and you can also check this list in the comments below. I will try to fit it in everything so it can be clear for you. Also, you can check the article on our learncroatian.com page, which is also, the link is also in the description box below. But here is the list of all the days of the week and the corresponding cases which I have talked about today. The nominative, the accusative, the genitive, and the instrumental. Okay, let's look at it together. So nominative is ponedjeljak, utorak, srijeda, četvrtak, petak, subota, nedjelja. The accusative for the masculine is the same, but for feminine is a little different. Okay, so it's ponedjeljak, utorak, srijedu, četvrtak, petak, subotu, nedjelju. Okay, the genitive is different for than the nominative, and the genitive is ponedjeljka, utorka, srijede, četvrtka, petka, subote, nedjelje. And the instrumental case is ponedjeljkom, utorkom, srijedom, četvrtkom, petkom, subotom, nedjeljom. Okay? And for the end, let's practice together, shall we? How do you say, today is Wednesday? Danas je srijeda. How about today is Friday? Danas je petak. Excellent. And this is the nominative, right? How would you say, I can't wait for Friday? This is a phrase in Croatian. I can't wait is jedva čekam, which is I can hardly wait. Okay, so I can't wait, or I can hardly wait for Friday. How would you say that? Jedva čekam petak. Okay, this is the direct object. I can hardly wait for what? Okay, so it's the direct object. I can hardly wait for Friday, which is the accusative. Jedva čekam petak. Now you don't use any preposition. How would you say though, I can hardly wait for Wednesday or Sunday? Let's say Sunday. I can hardly wait, or I can't wait for Sunday. Jedva čekam nedjelju. Exactly, because the accusative for the feminine is a little different than for the masculine, that from a nominative. Okay, how would you say I run every Tuesday? Now remember, there are sort of two ways you can say this, right? You can say I run every Tuesday, or I run on Tuesdays. So how would you say I run every Tuesday? I run is trčim svakog, masculine, svakog utorka. Trčim svakog utorka. How would you say I run every Wednesday? Trčim svake srijede. Now, how would you say I run on Tuesdays? This is when you would use a different case. Do you remember which one it is? It's the instrumental case, right? Trčim utorkom. I run on Wednesdays. Trčim srijedom. Okay? How would you say I love to read on Thursdays. Volim čitati četvrtkom. Okay, again, it's the instrumental case. And how would you say I start to work on Monday? Or in Croatian, as it would sound, I'm starting to work from Monday. How would you say that? Počinjem raditi od ponedjeljka. Again, this is the genitive case. How do you say I work from Monday to Friday? Radim od ponedjeljka do petka. Okay, everybody, that was it for today. Now you know the days of the week in Croatian and you know how and when to use them and which form to use. If this video has been helpful to you, please subscribe or please hit the thumbs up or share this video with your friends who might be interested in learning Croatian. And also, please leave a comment below to tell me, to give me your feedback, to tell me what works for you when you study the language. And I will try to implement all of your suggestions in the future videos. So for now, go and practice the days of the week, and I'll see you next time on our channel when we will learn something different each time. Enjoy learning Croatian and sretno I doviđenja!